So I'm talking to a client of mine the other day, and she had been talking to this wonderful guy. I even thought he's the one. We found him. He was in every way charming, took her on amazing dates, did everything right, and we were all so excited. And then poof, he disappears. And I say to her, he'll be back. And she's like, I don't know if he'll be back. I don't know if he'll be back. And I was like, girl, he'll be back. And sure, true to form, about 3 weeks later, he was back. And so in this video, I'm going to be answering the question, do they always come back? Do men always come back? But before I answer that question, because I'm going to answer that question at the end of this video, before I answer that question, I want to put to you a question. Why does it matter? Why does it matter if he comes back or not? Because that is the most important question you will ever have to ask yourself. If a woman is asking herself, will the man I am interested in come back? Then we have to address perhaps a few things that are coming up for you. If you're sitting around waiting for a man to come back, and I know some of you were sitting there waiting for him to come back, and you've not asked yourself, why? Why am I waiting for him to come back? Why am I not moving my life forward? And partly the reason for that is because of the story we have told ourselves about who we are. It's about the story we have told ourselves when we meet this guy. Finally, I am worthy to be seen, to be understood. When my client met this guy, she had been dating all of these losers and weirdos, and finally she'd met a man who saw her worth, who saw her value, and wanted to show it to her. And so she told herself in her head, finally I can be validated by this relationship. Finally there's a man who sees my value, my worth, a man that I want, who wants me back, a man who can really see that I deserve to be loved and taken care of. And so she pinned her worth onto that man. So what happens when a man comes into our life and we project this meaning to being chosen? What happens when we are unchosen? What happens when that person changes their minds, takes their love away, has an emotional reaction within themselves that takes them away? Because guess what? We're all autonomous beings. Nobody owns another human being. We are all here in a state of autonomy where we get to choose whether we stay or not. And every single person has the right to change their minds. I get this all the time when I do reels about when he comes back, and girls are like, oh, mine never came back clearly. And I'm like, listen, people have the right to change their minds. People can love you, can be into it, and one day wake up and say, but this is not it. Anything can happen in somebody's life. But when you put that meaning that I am now finally seen, I am now finally chosen, and he leaves, what does that say? I don't mean anything. I don't matter. I cannot be seen. I'm not worthy of love. And so when you're waiting for a man to come back and choose you, what you're really saying is, come back so that I can feel worthy again, so I can feel seen again, so I can feel valuable again. You are waiting to feel all the things that you should have felt before he even came. That's number one. He should have already come and found you feeling that way, because anything that a man brings to us that we did not have already, when he takes it away, because I just want to say, every man at some point is going to switch, either switch the momentum or switch the perspective. Men are wired to pull away and think about what they're doing and then re-engage. Men will always have that moment where they need time to themselves to figure out what they want. But if you and his presence and his choosing you meant all of these things, you are completely screwed, because in those moments, you're gonna be waiting. You're gonna be waiting to feel these things. You must always feel these things before a man comes. You must already know your value. You must already know your worth. You must already see yourself. If you don't feel seen other than when a man sees you, if you don't feel heard other than when a man hears you, if you don't still feel valuable other than when a man takes you out on a date, sweetheart, you are going to be that girl who is going to be on the side of a man changing his mind, the side of a man needing space, the side of a man needing to pull away, and you are waiting for daddy to come home. You are waiting for that parent that abandoned you to come home, and you are always going to re-traumatize yourself. You're always going to bring yourself back to the state that you've worked so hard to heal. We have to understand that being in a position of being healed, being in a position where we are healing ourselves and defining ourselves and choosing our true identity, not our conditioned identity. And it's not our fault. We were taught that a woman's value is equal to her being chosen, that the highest value that a woman can have is if she's chosen by a man. And we're never given any other tools to make her to feel valuable. Oh, we have a huge career, but you're valuable for one reason and one reason only, because you are. And you've got to take a journey to understanding that, because as simple as that statement is, it is a journey to get to the point where you are valuable because you are. You are worthy because you are, not because of your job, not because of anything that you can add to yourself. So that's really, really important. We will always be a victim. And so that is really what you're waiting for. If you're waiting for a man to come back, if you're keeping your calendar open, okay, because we've all done it. We've all done that. I'm not going to pile up my calendar. I'm not going to have my life continue just in case he comes back. And there's a part of us that's waiting for him to come back so that we can validate the time we've already invested in this relationship. I want you to know that you are looking for closure that the person who left can't give you. You have to give yourself that closure. You have to have the conversations about your worth. You have to see yourself as valuable. You have to see yourself as worthy. You have to see yourself as choosable, because you choose yourself every single day. And if you fail to do that, here's the thing. We all want a comfortable certainty. But the truth of the matter is, we need to learn to choose the uncomfortable certainty. And the uncomfortable certainty is that he's not here. He's not here today. He may come back next week. He may come back a year from now. He may never come back, but he's not here today. We can be certain about that. Then try and find a comfortable uncertainty. Oh, he might come back. He might come back. And that makes you feel comfortable. That gives you a sense of comfort that he might come back. But your life is now stagnant. Your energy is now stagnant. You are waiting on somebody who's making choices for their own lives to come and give meaning to yours. So, Chengi, do they come back or not? Before we get into that, the only way we can begin to disengage, if you're sitting around waiting for somebody to come back, I want you to write down the story you're telling yourself about the comeback. When he comes back, I'm going to feel blah, blah, blah. It's going to happen when I'm taking a walk. It's going to happen when I'm... You have a story in your head. You have a fantasy in your head about what that will look like, how you will re-engage, whether he's going to call. I want you to call out that story. I want you to bring that story to your conscious mind and write it down. Because what that story is nothing but a fantasy. What that story is keeping you stuck in a place where even if he was gonna come back and he meets you there where you're stuck, he's leaving again. He's going again. We must never ever be where somebody left us, because yesterday's price is not today's price. But if he left you here and you were still where he left you, then yesterday's price is today's price, okay? But when you've moved forward and when he comes back, if he comes back, you're no longer the girl he left behind. You're no longer the girl who was sitting around waiting. Then he has to step up in a way that means he will never pull back or disappear or ghost ever again. But he cannot find you there. He cannot find you exactly where he left you. Write down the story you're telling yourself in your head. Write it down. Write down what you think it will look like. Write down the moment you re-engage. Write it down. And when you've done that, rip it apart and acknowledge that this is not your future. That your future is not in a fantasy. You are going to rewrite your future. You are going to rewrite the future that you want. When your energy pulls away from this story, something magical is going to happen. He's going to come back. And this is something that I teach in the energy mastery class. Men always sense our energy in their orbit. The moment you forget about a guy, why does he come back? Why does he pop back into your life when you're over him? Because that is how energy works. That is how relational energy works. The moment, if you keep putting your mind on his comeback, you're still very much in his orbit. You're pretty much in his space. He can feel you in his space. But the moment you decide I don't need you to come back. I'm okay all by myself. I'm worthy. I'm valuable. I'm choosable. I'm all the things all by myself. Guess what will happen? He's going to come back. Now, here's the thing. Not all men come back. Okay? And it's super simple. Super simple. I'm going to tell you why it's super simple. Men will always come back to the woman who did not create drama and chaos. If your last encounter with a man was drama and chaos and performance and all kind of crazy, he is not coming back, sis. Let's keep on moving, okay? If you know you did too much, he's not coming back, at least not in the foreseeable future. He may come back 10 years from now, 5 years from now. You might be married with kids by then. Men have a cyclical nature. Men have a scarcity mindset. They gather their resources to get women, and they have limited resources, so they can only gather so many women. And if it doesn't work with the one they really want, they want to be able to circle the block and come back. It's just the nature of men because they have a scarcity mindset. And him coming back isn't necessarily a flex. It's not necessarily because he just could not live without you, even though that's what we might want to tell ourselves. Sometimes it's because the woman he wanted didn't want him, and he's circling back through his rotation to see who might want him for an ego stroke, for somewhere to land, for a placeholder. A man coming back isn't always a flex. It's never really a flex. It's an opportunity for you to, if you choose to give him a second chance, to vet him and set standards and boundaries at a higher level than you did before. Or it's really just your opportunity to say no on your own terms. But men in general, if you were good to them, if you were pleasant to them, if you were just a lady and you just got on with your life and you didn't violate in any way, shape, or form, they will come back. Will they come back when you want them to come back? Usually not. Men will come back when they are ready. When whatever situation they were working out on the other side doesn't work, they will come back. When things don't go as they thought they would go with the woman they really wanted, they will come back. 99% of the time, men will come back. It's just how men are wired. So yes, they do come back as long as you didn't create drama. And what I like to say to my girls is, don't worry about getting him back. If you want your ex back, don't occupy yourself with getting your ex back. What I want you to do is occupy yourself with preparing for when he does come back, if he were to come back. Who is he going to meet? Is he going to meet a woman who takes better care of her body, better care of her mind, a woman who is learning more about men and about herself and growing to love herself more? When he comes back, is he going to find a wife, or is he going to find the same girl he used to mess around with, who used to give him free and cheap access? When he comes back, who is he going to meet? What version of you is he going to meet? Because usually, unless you were diabolical, they will come back. And here's a little secret for you. When you are becoming the woman that is a higher version of yourself, something magical happens. You stop caring about what you lost because you're so becoming aware of your value. You no longer chase. You no longer want what didn't want you, because that's what growth looks like. You'll forget that you were actually waiting for him to come. Your number one goal in life is never to wait on a man to come back, but to become the version of yourself that no man has to leave in the first place, that no man can afford to leave in the first place. And the kind of woman that if you make the mistake of leaving at all, you will never get a second chance. That is what it is to be a black swan. And I know that it is so complex when you miss somebody so badly. And I want you to know that we're here for you. And you can book a one-to-one call and be part of my classes and all the great things that are happening in the Black Swan Relationship Academy, or join my group. All the links are in the description below. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. In the meantime, do take care of you. Love you lots.